Hello, welcome to our series again on physical exercise and its role in preventing non-communicable diseases. I'm Odur Keve, and today we are diving into the fundamentals and what NCDs are, their risk factors, and how we can prevent them. By the end of this video, you will have a solid understanding of what we are up against and why this series matters. So the question is, what are non-communicable diseases, or rather NCDs? Well, NCDs are diseases that are not spread from one person to another. They can be referred to as medical conditions or diseases that are not caused by infectious agents. They develop over time, often due to combination of genetic conditions, environmental and life factors. Think of them as the silent threats. They creep upon us slowly but can have life-changing impacts. Some of the major non-communicable diseases include, number one, cardiovascular diseases, and these include heart attacks, strokes, which are caused by problems with the heart and the blood vessels. And I'm sure you've heard about the second one, which is cancer, a group of diseases characterized by uncontrolled growth and spread of abnormal cells. Number three is chronic respiratory diseases, and they include conditions like chronic obstructive pulmonary diseases or COPD and asthma, which affects the airways and lungs. Number four, which many of you have heard of, is diabetes, a disease that occurs when the body cannot effectively regulate blood sugar vessels. And mental health conditions, these include disorders such as depression, anxiety, which affects a person's emotional and psychological well-being. Well, there are other NCDs as well, such as kidney diseases and even neurological disorders. But these five account for over 70% of global deaths, according to the World Health Organization. And to help us understand NCDs and its risk factors better, the World Health Organization has developed what we call the 5x5 model, which helps us understand NCDs and their risk factors better. On one side, we have the 5 major NCDs, the ones that I've just mentioned. On the other side, we have the 5 key risk factors that contribute to these diseases. The risk factors include tobacco use, including smoking, alcohol consumption. Remember, no amount of alcohol is safe, according to the recent WHO guidelines. Unhealthy diet, often high in sugar, salt, and unhealthy fats. Number 4 is physical inactivity, which we'll be focusing on throughout this series. And finally, air pollution, which is an environmental risk factor, but just as critical. This model reminds us that NCDs aren't caused by a single factor. They result from a combination of this risk working against our health. But here is the good news. NCDs are largely preventable. Mark the word preventable. Meaning that there are things that we can do in our individual or capacity or even our collective capacity to prevent these diseases. Research actually shows that up to 80% of heart diseases, stroke and type 2 diabetes, and over a third of cancers can be prevented with the right lifestyle changes. Some of these changes include quitting smoking, avoiding alcohol consumption, eating a balanced diet rich in fruit, vegetables, whole grains, and lean proteins, maintaining a healthy weight, and yes, engaging in regular physical exercise, something this series will focus on in great details. In this series, we'll be zooming in on physical exercise. You could be asking why? Because it's one of the most powerful and accessible ways to prevent or rather protect yourself from non-communicable diseases. So if you are ready to learn more about how exercise can transform your life, make sure you stick around for the next episode. In the meantime, I want you to think about how much time you spend sitting each day and what small steps you could take to move more. Thank you for watching, and remember, small steps lead to big changes. See you in the next episode, where we'll explore the importance of physical activities in preventing non-communicable diseases. Bye, and see you on the next episode.